Hey, how's it going? It's your buddy Boone. What I'm gonna make today is stir fry, and on the stir fry dish we're gonna have stir fry beef along with tofu and bell peppers. Now with stir fry, whatever protein source you decide to use, that's up to you, and whatever vegetables you decide to use, that's up to you also, because it's your dish. So what I did first was I cut the tofu of the amount that I needed for this dish that I'm going to prepare right now. So I cut the appropriate amount, put it to the side. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut my bell peppers. At first, for the sake of time, I wanted to use half only, but it doesn't look that good just having half of a bell pepper in a dish. So what I did was I used a whole bell pepper. So as you can see, that's the cutting technique that I use. I cut it the long way first. First you cut it in half, and then you cut it the long way. Of course, in this dish, I'm not going to put the bell pepper seeds in my stir fry. Now you could put bell pepper seeds in your stir fry, that's up to you, however you want it, whatever floats your boat, that's your style. Nobody is right or wrong. So in this dish, no seeds. And normally in my other stir fry dishes, I would normally put maybe a carrot, maybe a red bell pepper, for color, because presentation, it's nice also, because we don't just eat with our stomachs and our taste buds, we also eat with our eyes. So presentation in cooking, impresses people. So I cut my tofu, first cut it in half the long way first, then I cut it into small squares, small squares, so it cooks faster. Me personally, I don't dry my tofu. I wouldn't want to waste a paper towel just to dry the tofu. I kind of like the moisture in the tofu that you cook in your stir fry, so I don't like my tofu dry. So for the sake of time, I have meat that are already cut, a previous day. No, we're going to cover meat later. So I have two pieces of garlic, and at first I crush it, and then I peel the skin. I think that's what you call it. Then I cut in small slices, cut as small as I can. I kind of half-ass this effort because, for the sake of time, for the sake of video, I cut it to, whatever is appropriate. However you want your garlic, that's up to you. Minced, diced, smashed, however you want your garlic, it's up to you. And next is your protein source. I got tofu already, but tofu is just I don't know, tofu. I like tofu, but here's my real protein source, which is beef that I cut it, like 3 days ago. So I cut the beef, as thin as possible into stir fry, for my future stir fry dishes. So I should have heated the pan here. It would have been more professional if I heated the pan, so I have the pan nice and hot. So at first, what we do is you got your pan, then you get your oil. Whatever oil you decide to use, like I said, it's up to you. Some people would use butter, but I prefer oil. I typically use vegetable oil. In this case, I use homemade oil that I made from pork, and that's actually chicken and pork oil that I made. That's homemade oil that I'm using right now, mixed with vegetable oils. So I typically like to make my own oil, and I like to make my own chicken broth. So get the pan nice and hot. Nice and hot. So stir that oil around. Yeah. Add the garlic. Typically add the garlic to the hot oil, but in my case my oil wasn't hot because I wasn't properly prepared to make this video, and so I did what I could. So I'm just waiting for that garlic to heat up, and then as a necessary tool, you need a spatula when you cook. Mix around that oil and that garlic. Here's a secret on my dishes. I add the salt ahead of times, then the black peppers next. So add the black peppers,